Good everyone, Organized video, and today we have a replay in the Mig-3-15. Now, as you can tell by the title of the video, it is a daily task to remember forever. Well, remember forever. And there is a very, very good reason as to why. So, those of you that are not aware, the Digital Time Traveler used to have his channel up, and because he's actually shut down his channel completely, as far as I can tell. Um, And basically, I used to have my first ever 9 kill game on his channel. It was in the Focke-Wulf 189. I still feel dirty over that. I still have the screenshots of me getting an 8 in a Corsair when I was spading it, and I did it all in one ammo load, fair enough, barely. And I have officially broken the 9 kill record, thanks to this plane. Now, the Mig-3-15 is one of my favorite planes. I've always loved the MiG. It's one of those aircraft that I can always just take it out for a daily. Like, look at my daily right now, area superiority. I could do that in the MiG, no problem at all. If you see me in the MiG, chances are I'm doing a daily. So there you go. But I've always used the MiG because the MiG is just so reliable. Now, to some people, they'll be laughing, saying, "Oh, the MiG's shit. The MiG can only work at high altitude." No, it can actually work at low alt pretty well. I mean, I do get myself in a bad situation which I didn't think I was going to survive from, and well, I managed to, and this is how I got the run that I did. But I simply had to share this. I've never gotten a result like I did, and well, what better way to do it than in one of my favorite planes? I mean, people misjudge the MiG. They think it's a bad plane, but the truth is, it's not that bad actually. I've always liked the MiG. It's gotten me through plenty of war bonds for the rank 2 task. As yes, I do the task at the rank because that way I can just blow through it easier. Like for example, aerial superiority means I have to get here at the sky or any of these, and I can do that in the MiG. But this daily task, I needed a win in this battle, and I was damn sure I was getting it. And, well, you're gonna see. Let's just say it's incredible. And I have never ever gotten a record like this again. Let's put it that way. I don't think I'll ever get a result like this ever again. But I needed the win for my daily. Just remember that, needed the win. And to put it simply, I was going to get that win no matter what it took. Even if I had to seal club my ass off, I was going to do it. And well, here we go. So, let's get on with everything. So like I say, at the time I was doing my daily task, which was to win one battle at rank 2. And obviously the MiG is a rank 2 1.7 aircraft, so you can get matches like this. However, my team is going to do very little, and that's putting that lightly. The team is only going to get 1 kill out of everyone but me. 1. The only other aircraft on the enemy team, because obviously there's 12 players, the other one is going to crash. So yeah. Now the one thing that does annoy me about the MiG is that in real life the MiG could carry a pair of bombs, which I'm not bothered about them. The MiG could also carry 6 rockets. There are plenty of pictures out there that show the MiG carrying rockets, especially the Russian Biosalvo. I would love to have my hands on that. But I'm pretty much one of the few aircraft on the team that actually gets an air spawn, other than the bombers. I think I'm the only aircraft that gets an air spawn, other than the bombers. But obviously, as you can tell, it is a mixed battle. So, well, is it a mixed battle? No, it wasn't actually. I'm talking at my arse. Where am I? No, I am talking at my arse. It was a mixed game. Never mind. Just proves it, don't it? Just how blown away I was by this battle, because we've got a Chinese I-15, J-87. And yeah, I just skipped that one because, well, Stuka, not really interesting. He took a head on. Bish bash bosh, not bothered about that. Kill number one. It's going to get worse for them before it gets better for them, let's just say that. And as you can already tell, we've lost 2 players due to possible internet connection, or they weren't top dog. Now this J20 right here is going to be a real thorn in my arse. Let's put it that way. He's a real thorn in my arse. And at this point, I pulled him into the vertical, and I was actually rather surprised that he was keeping up. Because normally the MiG can outstall everything, pretty much. It can pretty much outstall everything except for a BF-109E. Those tend to keep up. But I was rather surprised by a J-20 being able to do that, especially one that appeared to not be spaded at the time of the battle. But hey, first time for everything, I suppose. But obviously I'm trying to boom zoom him, but obviously he's got better controllability than me. And as you can tell, the team, well, 2 of our fighters have just collided in mid-air. A P-26 and a Chinese Ki-27. It's not looking good for me, is it? So bear in mind, one of the enemy team has been, well, obviously, one of the enemy team has crashed, and I've shot down 1. Just remember that. So I've scored a crit on the MS-406, who actually turns out to be a smurfer. I mean, you have to be that much of a sad prick, you have to smurf in French aircraft of all choices. But there goes the only kill this team's going to get, a P-36, you can see it in the kill feed. And he's just down there. So at this point, I'm outnumbered 2-1. And I'm thinking, shit, I need to dive out. And if there's one thing the MiG can do, it's dive really well. I mean, its rip speed is about 410 miles an hour, so you're not going to be going super fast, but it's fast enough to outrun the majority of aircraft that you're going to see. So again, you can see why I'm choosing this aircraft. At this point, I just decided to fire the 7.62s to finish off that pea shooter, kill number 2. And again, I was rather surprised that the J20 was keeping up, even though I'm maintaining about 360, give or take, and he was still catching up. And at this point, I knew I'm probably going to die here. Let's see what we can take. I take 2 gladiators in 1 pass, and obviously the J20 is still keeping up. And I'm weaping the bollocks off my MiG. I'm trying to outrun this guy, but remember, Mig-3 was a low out, well, not a low out. Why am I saying low out? It was a high altitude designed aircraft, but obviously with the Eastern Front being the way it was, not a lot of altitude, well, not a lot of fights took at high altitude, which is where the MiG was supposed to perform. And against the majority of Axis aircraft, the Mig-3 didn't really stand much of a chance at lower altitude. Simply due to the fact that it was built to fight at above 21,000 feet, and it just couldn't get there. Because, well, there was no point. There's nothing to intercept. There's no point in going up there. The MiG's tanky airframe is actually coming in handy here, because, again, otherwise I wouldn't survive this battle. But now we're down to a Fury, me and the MiG, 2 SB bombers. There goes that D501. And there goes the MS-406. Kill number 6. But now the SB2U2 has joined the party, and obviously I'm low on speed after doing that maneuver. And I'm just thinking, I can't outrun them. I'm actually worried that we're going to lose this, even though I wasn't too fussed if we lost, because obviously I could just do it in the next game. But I just slammed the throttle forward and just hoped that I could outrun them. I can easily outrun the SB2U. It was the J20 I was concerned about. And here's my only contribution in terms of tickets. 1 ground target, because, well, I thought I'm going through anyway, might as well bag it. There's nothing wrong with that. But now we're down to 4 enemy aircraft, and I'm just thinking at this point, I don't think I can win this. Because obviously the Furies, they've completely ignored the Fury, just to point out, and the Fury's farming ground targets. That gives you an idea of just how desperate they were to get rid of me. they they ignored the Fury completely. The SV bombers are currently returning to base to grab some fresh bombs. Yeah, and obviously there's a J8A up there, so I'm thinking I'm done for. There's nothing I can do here. I can only run for so long, because we've already established that that J20 is pretty fast. And I'm just thinking, what do I do? There's not a lot I can do. But obviously my team wasn't really communicating very well, and at this point the J20 broke off briefly, so I thought, right, I might as well go for the turn. If I'm going to try and win this battle, I need to perform the turn. Take out the J20 for the kill number 7, crit the engine on the SP2U, who's shortly going to crash for kill number 8. Yeah, kill number 8, he's going to go down. So at this point I decided, okay, the aircraft's battered up and there's kill number 8. I need to get this thing home, because this thing's shot to hell, I'm low on ammunition. I need to get this thing on the ground if I'm going to win this battle. So the Fury is continuing to farm ground targets. However, it turns out the J20 actually did take a pass at him, although it was very brief, and scored some minor engine damage, which is actually going to kill the Fury. The Fury is going to crash land on the way back to base. So it's not looking good for the Fury. And there goes the Fury. I'm now down to me, a J8A, and one of the bombers that has J'd out and left the match. And there's the J8A. Now I was actually AFK at this point because I was sorting out my music, because I needed some high-paced music. So I decided Linkin Park was more than appropriate, as well as a bit of oh, what's the one that Harry recommended? Five Finger Death Punch, I think it was. Which, yeah, it's very helpful in this sort of situation. So again, still AFK, and obviously the only remaining aircraft on the enemy team are a F-2222 and a J8A. So in a moment, I'm going to come back to obviously the teammate, marking him out in chat. And there we go. And at this point, I'm looking around and obviously I spot the J8A. I'm not sure what was up with this guy, because obviously we saw him at high altitude earlier, and then he appears at low altitude after going for a pass at the trucks. I'm not sure if either, like, I'm just not sure, because I didn't actually know. It was very confusing. But even then, I decided to not take the risk that he could be a possible smurfer trying to play as a noob, which a lot of them do. They act like a noob and then they react at the last second and kick your ass, because, well, they'll be in better birds. But I used the dive speed of the MiG. The J8A is never going to have a chance of outrunning me, and, well, it's J8A, aka a Swedish gladiator. What's it going to do when it's got a MiG up its ass? Not a whole lot. And there goes him spiraling like a, well, he was like one of those Beyblades for kill number 9. Except Beyblades didn't catch on fire, which I'm kind of glad, because I used to have a Beyblade. And there's the last guy, an F-2222. And you can imagine my heart rate at this point, because my hands are actually shaking at this point, and my heart rate started to increase slightly, because I was under pressure. If I died to this F-2222, I've done this whole amount of work for nothing. So I knew I had to come at the F-2222 and risk it for the biscuit. Now, just because it's a French bomber don't mean it's got decent guns, but the Mig-3 always is going to have the better guns. And that is kill number 10. That's my first ever double ace in a game, and, well, I just had. I couldn't let it slide. This is a record that I don't think I'll ever break, with me acquiring my 10th kill. Now, some people call the MiG a clobber. I would actually agree with that, but at the same time, it gets me my task done. It's a fantastic plane for doing that. But yeah, don't seal club. But if you're doing your daily, the Mig-3 is a freaking great shout, as you can tell. 10 kills, one ground target, which was that artillery that you saw, I think, after kill number 6. And, well, what more can I say? This aircraft is simply incredible for doing that. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as, well, as you can tell I did playing the game and everything. It was great. I don't think I'll ever hit this kill streak again, but I'm glad I can share it with you lot, because, well, you always enjoy a good mix between the BRs and stuff that I choose for doing videos on and everything. But I hope this one really does make up for the interesting title. I'll see you all later.